This is your announcer, Shannon Saint Mainframe, welcoming you to our IP Livecast. Forgive me if my announcements are a little confusing today. The itsy bitsy spider crawled up the water spout. Rob uploaded so many Phil and Selmo feet pics to the Livecast server that I am working with very little memory now. I am become death, destroyer of worlds. Stop making Jewish jokes first of all. Memory failure. Memory failure. Abort. Abort. Our IP Livecast starts. Banana.
Oh dear.
Shannon, are you okay? Is everything okay, Shannon? Things are going haywire. I am just a man of the people. The people wanted to see Phil Anselmo's feed pics in the Discord. I don't know. Is Shannon linked to our Discord? Is that why?
Maybe did you? Are you
Does
just
our
not?
Discord share memory with?
I
Shannon?
think she is our Discord.
Oh,
wow.
are you just not telling us, Rob, that you uploaded them somewhere else?
She has become death, communicator of worlds. I don't know. But welcome to RIP Livecast. Saturday, August 12th, 2023. It's the last day of the year where the sun sets at 8 p.m. Sad.
Oh.
It's over. No more 8 p.m. sunsets until 2024.
We're on the way back.
But still plenty of summer left, folks. Still over a month of summer legally. And hopefully, thanks to global warming,
Barely legal.
maybe over a month. Maybe 2 months.
Yeah, this has been. I don't want to say it's been the hottest summer, but it's have been very crazy weather. It's been very extreme weather.
If we're going technically, yes, it has in fact been the hottest summer.
All right,
10 of the most record hot days,
right.
but yeah.
What I was trying to say is I don't perceive it being particularly hot. It might be a degree hotter or a degree lower by scientific measurements, but I mean, like, I don't feel like it's been 100 degrees every single day.
Yeah.
But it's been pouring rain, and then it just stops, and it's beautiful. And then it was actually cold the other day, and it's like, what is going on? Like, I do notice it a lot more now.
The world's
What
ending,
I notice
all.
is as the humidity. Maybe it's just me becoming an old man. But the humidity, it just doesn't go. Like, you get soaked and then you're bathing in your sweat. The soakingness doesn't evaporate.
Yeah.
It's not very pleasant.
It's the Kvetch Fest. Here we are on the Kvetch Cast.
Not very pleasant. Not central casting.
Boy, you remember I never sweat like that when I was 25.
I
You
bet
can't
you
even
did.
use the toilet anymore. You can't even flush the toilet.
I tried to use the toilet and they indicted me. Her toilet was named Vagina.
I think I saw that movie.
I'm sure he's used plenty of vaginas as toilets.
Yeah.
Her cat was named Vagina.
I got to tell you, that actually reminds me of a Red Letter Media video that I just saw where they went through all the Tubi movies. We were talking about Tubi movies in the Discord and how Tubi is like the bootleg Amazon where they just finance these movies, but finance is a very loose term because they all cost about $50 to make, and they just flood the market with movies. So they went through a list of like they're all using the same keywords. Like a bunch of them were Amityville something, like Amityville shark, Amityville toilet, Amityville. Like there's I'm not exaggerating.
Just in Amityville yesterday.
Oh, really? Yeah, there was so
there's a
apparently.
concept.
So the gist of the video is like Amityville is a city, so there's no copyright on making an Amityville movie. So you can just make anything Amityville. And then there was like 90s shark movies. And there were all these
It's
different.
just called 90s Shark Movie?
No. I meant there were like 90 movies about sharks.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just 90s Shark Movie. It's like
See,
a
the
90s
writers and
movie.
actors
I
are
love
all
that.
worried about AI taking over their jobs. It's already happened.
Right. They
No
may
Rob.
not like. Yes.
Spill some water.
Amityville water spill.
I'll
They
BRB.
they may not be like using AI literally, but they're doing the equivalent of AI with a human to make these movies. They're just, let's just pick a word out of the dictionary and make a movie about it.
Maybe putting intelligence into it is too complimentary. Maybe it's artificial stupidity.
Yeah, that's AS.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, we've been using AS on this show for a long time, about 15 years worth. But some of those Tubi movies are worth checking out. Like I did look, like I haven't watched one all the way through yet, but every now and then a clip will surface, like from one of these Tubi movies. Like there was one where a kid is just standing in the road and a car like screeches to a halt, trying not to hit him, but it hits him. And the person freeze framed the video as he's about to get hit, and it's like a literal CPR dummy. Like it's like they didn't even try to fucking mask the fact that they put a dummy in to stand in to get hit. It's the worst and the best.
So this is like basically what Sci-Fi Channel was doing, but like the next level down.
Yes. I wonder, like, and they raised a good point in this video too, the Red Letter Media video that was making fun of this. Like, I wonder if there are any movies on there that just never get watched. Like, there's 0 views. And I was like, yeah, there probably are some.
I bet like the cast at least watches just to make sure it's up there.
What is the protocol when a video ends? Does it autoplay another video? Because even those 0 view ones, they might just stack them at the end of other videos to boost plays.
That's a good point. But it's got to be like the vanishing point for whether this is worth doing has got to be low, because like it costs so little to make this movie. I feel like
that's one of the things with the writer's strike. That's one of the big questions about all of these streaming services is what are the actual view counts? Because nobody, HBO, Netflix, none of them really give out, like Netflix has some silly statistic called watch minutes, which it's like, what does that mean? You know, somebody can watch a minute of like this movie had, 5 billion watch minutes, but it's like, okay, that means like, people could have just watched for a minute and then tuned out of this 3-hour movie.
But what that
so
tells me,
to the point, just to finish my point with the strike is like they think that like what they're asking for is royalties based on views, but the counter to that is then it would expose that there are no views. Nobody's actually watching these shows. These are all just underwritten things, like numbers on a paper. To your point, Darren, like these movies, it's just they have to keep producing them because they have to produce something. Like right. Tubi is owned by Fox. It's just a subsidiary. It was a startup that got pretty successful. Fox ate it up. And so now Fox is like, here's money to make content and make sure people watch it. So maybe they just need, they falsify views to keep getting these budgets to make this content, to hire all of their staff to be production people.
That makes more sense, because what I was about to say is maybe, well, let's take a more reputable company, like let's say HBO or Netflix or whatever, and they have not Tubi. And so a watch minute to me, if they're using that corporate lingo, maybe that has some value to it intrinsically. Like even if the person watches for 1 minute, that has some smaller value than watching for an hour, but it has some non-zero value is what I'm saying. But maybe not. Maybe they just don't give a shit, and watch minute is a way to cover up the fact that nobody's fucking watching.
Yeah, because like
that's
also,
what I
like,
think it is.
When I'm scrolling on Netflix, if I don't scroll quick enough, it'll just auto play. So does that count as a watch minute?
Does it auto play or does it play a trailer?
No, sometimes it plays just like a scene.
Yeah,
or like the beginning of the of the thing. With Netflix, I think Netflix is probably the most guilty of this because they are churning out so much crap.
Really? Like what? I don't really look at Netflix.
I mean, I don't have a Netflix account anymore, but I just remember when I was leeching off my sister's account before they implemented this piracy share thing, that there would be the top 10 movies in the country, and 8 of the movies were Netflix produced with actual known Hollywood actors, and I haven't heard of any of them. Sid, do you have a Netflix account? Could you
yes.
Tell us what's in the top 10.
Okay. Hold on.
Top 10 movies on Netflix and if we've even heard of them.
I never look at Netflix. Like I'll watch Netflix if like something's on it. You know what I mean? Like that I want to watch and I know I'm directed to it to watch it, but I never like scroll through I should say in past tense because I canceled my Netflix account. I would never scroll down and look for something to watch on Netflix ever, not once for like years.
Okay, top 10 movies in U.S. today. Number 1 is Heart of Stone.
What is that?
which I saw trending. It's some action movie with Gal Gadot.
Exactly. This is what.
But I've seen it mentioned like outside of just on my Netflix.
Fair enough.
Okay, fair.
But
Number 2 is a
Semi-legit
documentary
movie.
about Johnny Manziel, a football player.
Football guy.
Okay.
Number 3 is Despicable Me 2.
All right, that's a legit movie.
4 is River Wild.
Wait, the old River
No,
Wild?
I guess there's a new one.
A remake of River? Well, who the fuck thought to remake that?
I don't know why. And it looks like maybe Adam Brody is in it. And is that what's his name? They used to be on SNL. He's Canadian. He's married to the lady from How I Met Your Mother.
I was gonna say
Taron Killam, that guy.
Okay.
Looks like he might be in it.
Jeez.
Though it's hard to tell because this guy's got a beard.
Big star,
5 is the original Fast and the Furious.
Why?
Okay.
6 is the original Despicable Me.
They must have just gotten on the service in the last few days.
Yes.
7 is something from 2020 called Fatale, and it looks like Hilary Swank is in it.
Wow.
I don't know this at all.
8 is something from 2012 called Safe with Jason Statham.
Okay.
9 is Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted.
Oh, wow.
And 10 is B Movie from 2007.
Oh,
wow.
I actually like B movie.
So, I've never seen it. That's the Seinfeld one, right?
Honestly, that's even more pathetic of a lineup than I thought it would be.
But also keep in mind, this is today in the States, and it's very early, so maybe it's mostly just kids getting up early and making their parents play movies for them.
Could just be the last 24 hours.
Oh,
yeah. We don't know.
Yeah,
but also, but anyway, to that point, it's like Netflix is constantly churning stuff out, and I feel even with their tentpole original series, after like a week, nobody talks about it anymore. You know, so how many people even finish most of these series? You know, and a lot of the stuff, like even I, as a usual completist, I've abandoned plenty of series like Marvelous Miss Maisel. Could not.
Yeah, I couldn't get through that either.
And stuff like that. Even like stuff that I would want to watch.
I got like halfway through the first season on that one. I was like, this is not engaging me right now.
Wait, on which one?
Mrs. Maisel.
Yeah. If you didn't like the first season, then woo! It's basically the first season is the best season.
Oh, okay.
Then it gets gradually shittier and shittier and shittier, and then by the last season it got better. And that's it.
Okay.
But if you didn't like the first season, then oh boy.
Yeah, no, I didn't like viscerally hate it. I was just like, yeah, what am I wasting my time with?
Yeah. Well, if you thought the first season was a waste of time, then 2 through 4 or 5 you will viscerally hate.
I kind of curious to watch now. That review.
Her character just becomes way more insufferable.
Oh.
And then they spend way too much time focusing on her ex-husband who has zero charisma and there's no reason. It's just all the worst things about Amy Sherman Palladino shows, like distilled into like one show.
Okay. I'll avoid.
So, yeah. No need.
Maybe I'll watch one episode of the worst. I'll Google the worst episode of this show. Watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's really the big problem for me with the show is I hate the main character. She's very unlikable.
Yeah.
I picked that up as well.
Yeah.
I hate shows like that, especially when it's a cast full of people that are insufferable. The only time I've really seen that work is Seinfeld.
Yeah. Well, because it was the point. Here, like, I don't think you're supposed to find her insufferable.
She's supposed to be charming.
Yes.
But there's other shows where it is also the point, and I don't like it, like Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay, fair.
I'm not a fan.
I love that show, but yeah, I understand your take.
But Seinfeld, it just works because it's so well written.
Yeah.
I can get over that. And I think people say they're so unlikable. I don't think they're completely unlikable. I think they're bad people, yes. But there's like a charm to the way that they're bad people. Whereas other shows like that, they're just, fuck you. I don't want to look at you.
Yeah, fair.
It's like, shut up, shut up, shut up. Shut up.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut up.
Do we have more Mustaine shut-ups or Hetfield goodbyes at this point?
I would say more Hetfield goodbyes, but it's getting close.
Okay.
Getting close.
Oh, well, I want to mention, I think we're going to be getting a summer of goodbyes because Metallica played Montreal last night. And I checked the set list and they played Fade to Black. So let me see if I could find a live bootleg.
Rob, do you have a Met Club subscription?
I don't.
Goodbye.
I do have a YouTube subscription though, so
Oh, cool.
it's close.
Cool guy.
This is
Name
Lars
check
when he
YouTube.
finds.
By the way, I did get an email from Metallica about
Cease and desist.
they actually sell CDs of their live bootlegs as well. Like I could pre-order a CD of the East Rutherford show and it would be mailed to me next month. Like
Now, could you
they are
clarify
fucking
what is a CD?
Yeah, for our younger listeners.
It is a physical product which you would put in something called a CD player, which is connected to external speakers or perhaps headphones.
Connected how? Like with some sort of string device or?
It is the opposite of a wireless. It is wired with a wire.
I never put that together. That wireless would imply there'd be a wire involved. That's interesting. By the way, this is Lars when he hears you talking about stealing Metallica shows.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
So here's Fade to Black. Let me just get to the. You're around here, right?
Very bouncy number about suicide.
Is that Timmy Trumpet?
Yes.
Do you feel it?
Feel it? The suicide song? Is this doing it for you?
Here it goes.
Well, he's looking old. Robert Trujillo, if you're listening on audio.
Robert Trujillo.
Yes, he old.
He looks fine. He's just got a bit of a belly.
He's got a little gray. You got Kirk Hammett, who looks like he's at a Jimmy Buffett concert.
On
That
his
is
public
fun.
run. Oh, that was a pretty. I thought it was like a boilerplate goodbye. Like there were like last one had a gorilla grunt in it.
Yeah, he's not feeling it as much as at MetLife, I have to say.
Yeah, we probably had to go through Jersey traffic and all that. This is Montreal. It's a very laid back, nice, friendly city.
Rob,
Yeah,
is
one of
there
those-
a YouTube account where it's just bootleg concert footage, but just filmed through other people's phone screens? Because that was almost what we were just looking at.
I was
There were
going to
so
say
many
that's
other people.
most footage like that now.
But just zoom in on one person in front of you's phone and just film that, and that's the entire YouTube channel.
I've
Sid,
also
I-
been. Go
I
ahead,
thought
Dan.
you were gonna say a website with Metallica bootlegs that only have the goodbye part. So we can just,
That's what I was also wondering that too. I also see now in like documentaries or like even in the main shows themselves that as they're showing the ambiance, they'll have a shot of someone shooting like an entrance, like a wrestling entrance with their phone, and the shot is of the phone. And it's like,
Oh my god!
I don't need to see this. I
Yeah,
need to see it through their phone. I want to see it through the freaking camera. I want to make an amendment to something I said last week though about Pantera. I mentioned how they did not sound too hot,
hmm
and I've since learned that Zach Wilde's monitors were not plugged in, or he wasn't getting anything in his monitors, in his in-ear monitors. Like you're supposed to get the drums, and
just
the
at this
bass.
one show that you were at.
at the show that I was at. So he was playing to the PA, which is pretty crazy to think about. Like, that's a pretty high stress thing to have to do in front of, I wouldn't say 80,000 people at that, like 60,000 people, like people are still coming in, but you would he didn't look that nervous at all. And in that
He's
context,
probably very, very drunk.
he's sober now.
Yeah, okay.
Sober from like coke, maybe.
Yeah.
No.
He doesn't
He
shoot
doesn't
up
drink.
anymore. That's what his sobriety is.
I don't think he was just an alcoholic. He was just a raging alcoholic.
Should change his name. Though. He's not that wild anymore.
Yeah, Zach Mild.
Yes.
It was wild seeing his arms look like they're drawn on because he has like very vascular arms now, and it just looks like a cartoon,
Like
almost.
a nice veiny cock, but it's his arms.
Yes.
Yeah, same thing. Veins are veins, bro. Episode title.
So that is why. That also explains why I was only hearing really bass and drums, as I'm sure they wanted to hide Zach's guitar playing in case he wasn't in time, or I don't know.
It's easier to do that than to just fix his monitors.
I guess.
Let's just make this sound as bad for everyone as it sounds for Zach instead of trying to fix the actual problem. What? That seems ridiculous to me. Was his monitor the only one that wasn't working?
Yeah. Correct.
So swap one earbud with like fucking the bassist or something.
Could you even do that? That's not. What are you talking about? They're
What?
not wireless. How do you swap it? Then they have to stand next to each other. It's a giant stage. That they have to
So
run around.
I don't know, man. There's got to
Exactly,
be some
you
solution
don't
to
know.
this. But this seems like it should be able. I don't know.
It'd
That's
be
fucking ridiculous.
I'm just picturing a sketch where the tech guy, he's the head tech guy for this whole tour, and he goes like he's just a guy that takes the most difficult solution to every problem.
Yeah.
Like, our the bus carrying all the equipment broke down. Okay, everyone's going to carry one piece of equipment from here to Montreal, and we're all going to walk. It's going to work. I got this.
That's basically what I don't know, man. That's ridiculous. So now, like tens of thousands of people are just like, "Oh, Pantera sucked tonight."
Yeah.
Instead of like, "Hey guys, would you mind waiting
so-
an extra half hour so we could fix this issue?" And then they'll sound
Well, they definitely don't have the half hour to fix the issue because
Why?
it's on a tight schedule and there's
Metallica's very
curfews.
picky about when they go on.
And they're
Remember
not
the
headliners.
whole Guns N' Roses thing?
I guess
and
so.
yeah, so they just got to get through it. But yeah, I guess it didn't sound as bad in the 100s because my friends that had better seats than me were like, "Oh no, it sounded great." But then I was like, "Yeah, from up where I was, it was just all bass." And they were like, "Yeah, I guess it did sound like it was bass heavy." It's like
They're just not audiophiles like you. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Is
Well,
it possible
'cause
that this was the ghost of Dimebag extracting vengeance for? How dare you try to fill my shoes? I'm
Well,
gonna
if
haunt your
anybody,
monitors.
I feel like Dimebag would be okay with it. I think if anybody would be like Vinnie Paul, I'd be so annoyed because the opportunity was there for quite a while to do this. Vinnie Paul's the one who didn't want to do it. So it's like I feel like he's the one with more resentment, probably. Who's to say?
Ooh, I don't like him because he doesn't eat pussy. That's the real problem. Ooh.
And here's footage from Montreal, and yes, more Phil Anselmo feet.
Man, I gotta tell you, and this is probably not a good joke to even tell on the air because it's an inside joke, but he looks exactly like a guy I play poker with now. Like that, now that he's let himself go a little bit.
He just looks like any guy. I mean, he looks like. I feel like everybody knows at least one guy that looks like this.
I mean,
with the cargo shorts. And
yes.
It's like he just came to the door to get Domino's pizza that he ordered for breakfast.
But in
It's that
front of
kind of
60,000 people.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a picture of this guy next time I see him. You will be floored at how.
Get his
how
feet in the
identical-
shot, though.
Oh, look, even Phil's got some trouble with his monitors. He's taking it out.
What does his shirt say?
Classic, not classy. Ooh.
This was the biggest struggle when I saw them, too.
This is the fourth iteration of this love.
Where is that? Oh, here we go. Where is he? There he is. In the back.
Well, he can do those low parts still. We're taking over this time. One guy going, "Live! Live!" He's like the Simpsons teenager with acne guy.
Phil does none of the high parts. All
Yeah.
the high parts, he'll put the mic to the crowd.
Can't do it.
You know? Yeah.
You can't do it. I respect that. You know, at least he's not trying and embarrassing
Yeah.
himself like certain people. Although it begs the question. The next question is, why do a tour? But of course, we know the answer.
We know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But if you really want to be so ethical about it, you know.
Dusty Rhodes Muffler asks, any white wine stage banter? Nothing of the sort.
So nothing transpired upon the stage, is what you're saying?
No, nothing.
That's
Apparently, on the Sunday, the Five Finger Death Punch guy tried to say something about politics, about how, like,
wokeism.
it was very, but it was, like, very broad of, like, they're trying to turn us against each other, but, like, we might not share the same political beliefs, but we're, we're probably more alike than they want us to think, or something like that.
That's
okay.
That's
I can
pretty
get-
benign.
I get behind that. That was like a 3-finger death punch. That wasn't that over the top.
That was the 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink.
Yeah, so here's I'm Broken, and for the hook, he doesn't even bother. He's just like, come on, crowd.
My voice is broken.
They should put like a few like thumbtacks on the stage for him to accidentally step on. Maybe that'll get him to hit the high note.
Rob, I couldn't even tell that was that song until you said that, and then I kind of faintly heard that was the song.
It did sound like the guitar was still a little low. Let's check it again. Yeah, it's mostly bass and drum.
Yeah. This is like the movie Drumline. This is all I'm doing.
Is it on purpose? Maybe.
Well, okay. Yeah, like look, you can't hear the din. You can barely hear the guitar. All right, hold on. Let's compare this. To be fair, they are opening for another band.
Why are we being fair? Fuck it.
They're also doing a headlining run with Lamb of God around these around these stadium shows. They're playing like arenas.
You mean like Madison Square Garden type arenas?
They're playing indoor, or like they're playing like pavilions, I guess. Let's say.
Okay.
Around these shows, so I guess there's like a distance clause, like they can't play. But so since the Metallica shows are only Friday and Sunday, they don't want to. They're not. They can't afford like Metallica to fly in to all these shows. They have to tour to these shows, basically. So they book dates around them. You know what I'm saying? And they're only on one of the stadium dates, so they're only booked on Fridays. Oh, I don't know. Why am I getting balloons?
Whoa!
Holy
what the
shit.
fuck was that?
It's a couple of weeks before your birthday. Anything to do with that?
That was so strange.
That's wild.
Rob just
Can
got
I get-
balloons flying through his frame.
Can I get
just a little
balloons?
party time.
Oh, you must have hit
Oh my
something.
God.
Oh,
Yeah. There's I hit the weird reaction button on my camera. But okay, so here's them at one of their headlining shows. So let's see now, because this is one where they have full control of the audio.
okay.
They clearly had a sound check. They get a sound check. They own the full audio, because also I guess they don't get the full sound system for when opening for Metallica. There's certain speakers that only Metallica can control.
Sure.
So let's hear how they sound on one of these headline shows. This is from Camden, New Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia, one of the most dangerous cities in America.
Is it?
That's what they say.
When Pantera's there, maybe.
No, because all the dangerous people are cloistered in one little area.
Okay.
I hear the
Okay.
guitar.
Yeah, finally we hear the guitar. Look at his arms.
Yes.
Look at that vein. Look at that dick vein.
Very,
in
very,
the middle of his bicep. It's
very
so
wiry.
distracting.
Just like 2 penises hanging off the side of his body.
And his face looks like it's covered in pubes. So that
Yes.
makes sense.
Like a double-headed dildo.
Very sick guitar. Very sick tribute to Diane. But even still now, it still feels bass and drum heavy.
He sounds pretty good there, guys.
Rob, could you go back to the drum head that has Vinnie Paul on it for a second? One has Dimebag's face, one has Vinnie's face.
Isn't that kind of insulting? Like you're just pounding them all night in the face?
Yes. Okay, now, does that not look more like Matthew Berry from What We Do in the Shadows than it does Vinnie Paul? It looks 100% like Laszlo.
Also, though, like why does this tribute photo of Vinnie Paul look so hungover?
Well, that's
Well.
just accuracy.
They should have him licking somebody's twat.
Yeah,
That would be accurate.
Let's go a little further into what we're talking about.
They don't sound that bad in this one.
Yeah, it sounds better. It sounds better for sure.
I meant his voice though. Also,
Oh,
it
okay.
doesn't sound too bad. That's a yell, and that's legit. Hey, he's not,
Maybe-
97 Phil, but
Is he just saving it for the headlining gigs? And he's not giving his all on the Metallica ones?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Maybe they're intentionally turning down the guitar. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
if you want the full guitar, you've got to come to our headline show.
But even here, like the guitar sounds low. I still hear bass over guitar. Shouldn't bass be under the guitar?
I feel like that's how Pantera sounds to me on the album too. Somewhat.
Yeah, can you go like some old Pantera footage and we can compare? Maybe this was always the way. I mean, I saw them once, but it was long ago. I don't really remember.
Where'd you see them? I mean,
I
you
think it
weren't
was
going
Hammerstein
to see.
Ballroom. Maybe.
But did you go just to see Pantera or some other band you liked was playing?
I think a friend had an extra ticket, and I was
Wow.
just like, all right, I'll go. I got nothing else going on.
Sid, did you come with us that time? I went with Rob to see Down, his side project, and
At
System of a
Roseland?
Down. No, System of a Down
No,
and
this was
Down
at Jones Beach.
Jones Beach.
I don't
And
think I went
Meshuggah.
to that. I think I went
Okay.
to see Down maybe with Rob, but it was at Roseland.
Okay, that was the most confusing show to say. Down and System of a Down and Down are playing.
I saw System of a Down at Jones Beach, but I think who was it with? Rob, you might have been at that show with me, but I don't think.
Yeah, it was
Definitely
Meshuggah, Down, System of a Down.
I think you
We
came.
were all at that show, but I think we went separately, Darren.
Okay,
Like, you had
okay.
seats. You had seats, because it's a seated thing, so it's not
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we could be next to each other.
Right, I came with
'Cause it's
someone
all
else, and
assigned.
we all met up with each other.
Yeah.
I think maybe
But
when I
yeah.
saw Down at Roseland, maybe Slayer was the headliner. Is that possible?
Somebody.
I went with like
yeah.
Rob and Noah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah. And Soulfly maybe was the other.
that sounds.
Oh, I
right.
think I went to that too. I
Ah.
remember because
Oh,
I
wow.
don't remember ever seeing Soulfly another time. I mean,
Yeah, it was at Slayer Rosette.
the one
Also,
thing can I just add
one-
one thing? Sorry, the one thing I remember about that show with System of a Down at Jones Beach was Meshuggah playing in the broad daylight. They had the slot
Yes.
where you play where it's still sunny out, and like nobody was paying attention to Meshuggah. Like
Nobody
it was,
got them at all.
yes, it was like they were playing on a street corner. They were busking. That's how bad it was.
Honestly, even I remember being like, "Oh, this is weird," and it's so funny because they're now one of my all-time favorite bands. But like at the time, I didn't have the musical vocabulary to properly digest what they were producing. Also, if you're not familiar, it really just sounds like a wall of noise that they're
Yeah.
sending at you. But yeah, that was a very weird show for them.
I
And
felt
I
like
remember
that
I
was
didn't like Down at all.
Yeah,
Or actually, Down was all right.
that was like 2002 or something. I mean,
Yeah.
talking a long time ago.
So here's some. Let's hear how Dimebag sounds. Doesn't sound like
Okay,
his guitar
well-
is low.
All right.
But this is a solo, so let's hear how it during like the rhythm part.
We're just gonna keep qualifying this.
No, his guitar is up. The bass is under the guitar.
You're right. Fire the tech guy, bro.
Oh, this sounds so
But
good.
also, this is soundboard audio,
Okay,
so
you're right.
that
it
might
could
be
mixed.
sweetened. They might have sweetened it, Rob.
This does sound great.
Here's something else.
They're a great band, just like Megadeth. Like we could make fun of them all day, but the music's
Oh, this is also Montreal, so this is a very good town.
I don't know, still crunchy. But I will hand it to you. In this audio, the bass is much more prominent in the mix.
maybe it's like the Canadian air or something. It doesn't work right.
Look at
Guitar
me.
is soaked in gravy.
You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I went to a concert when I was in Montreal. That Metallica tribute band, remember? And we took video of it and played it on the air. And that I feel like the sound wasn't great there either.
Ah. It's the curse of Montreal.
Was it Alcoholica, Apocalyptica, or something? What was the band name? I can't remember right now.
Sounds
Alcoholica
Alcoholica
sounds
sounds
more-
right.
Yeah, Apocalyptica is a band.
Oh,
is it?
Not a Metallica
Okay.
tribute band.
Got it.
Yeah, I went to actually a show in Amityville last night, as I mentioned, like a death metal, slam metal show.
How was that?
It was good. The sound was actually incredible. I was very impressed because it's a very tiny venue, about 200 people, something like that. But the sound was great, and it's like slam death metal, so it's very easy to fuck up the sound. And what I mean by fuck up the sound is everything just sounds like muddy and trebly. But here you could actually distinguish the drums from the guitars, and yeah, so it was a very fun time.
Why would you go to this show? I thought like you didn't have to go to shows like this anymore.
And also, Amityville's pretty far away. Like, what compared to
Amityville is quite a schlep. I do have to say.
So why?
That's my thing now. If I'm going to a show, I'm going to drive 2 hours to it. I have to drive 2
What?
hours to see Metallica, 2 hours to see this show. No, it was because one of the bands playing, Dead Body, features Colin Young, who is my co-host on one of my other podcasts, Canitro. So I really went to see him and like hang out with him for a little bit.
Okay.
And also my buddy Sean, who works at Sirius XM. So it was just more so to hang. But and the added bonus was that the headlining act is a very good slam band, or I guess a death metal band that's quite buzzed about right now. They're on my they're my pick for my Spotify.
I can't wait to hear you pronounce their name.
Yeah.
This is the one, Darren, that I posted in the Discord earlier this week a link about them because I'm like, this has to have been on Death or No Death because it sounds like such a Death or No Death.
Oh, you're
name.
talking about Sanguisugabogg? Say what? You know what's so funny? When I saw Colin, he was like, "Oh yeah, Sanguisugabogg," well, without any pause. Like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go see Sanguisugabogg."
Now, when Sid said that, I wasn't sure if he was joking, so I went to my.
Sanguisugabogg.
I was dead serious. I thought I remembered it from the game.
Well, I have a master sheet, Excel spreadsheet, so that I don't reuse bands. So every time I make a new one, I check and make sure I haven't either used this band or made up this fake name with my repetitive brain. And it was not on there. There was something else like sanguinary misanthropy or something, but not. That was the closest thing.
Yeah, they're a relatively new band. I think they started in 2020. So.
And what's their deal?
They're just
Why are
like
they
a
buzzed
slam
about? Because of the name?
Well, the name helps because you can't pronounce, but they're just a really good death metal band. They're doing suffocation worship at a time when most bands are not doing death metal worship. I don't know, so it's almost like a throwback, but they came at the right time. Also, they're really good at social media. They constantly post silly memes about their band name and everything. They're in on the joke. You know,
Where are they from?
Amityville.
That explains the show.
Well, maybe they chose Amityville because it's a scary, spooky town. Because of that.
They saw those Tubi movies. They're like, we should play there.
The Amityville Sanguisugabogg. That's the new Tubi movie.
They're from Columbus, Ohio.
Oh,
wow,
that's very spooky and scary.
But they're all about. What's so funny is like all the bands are like, we have to give it up to the legends of Long Island death metal and hardcore. Without them, we wouldn't be here. Like suffocation and internal bleeding and pyrexia. And it's so wild because it's like, oh, most of these bands are perennial openers, but they had such a huge influence now 20 years later that there's this whole scene that's exclusively worshiping. And I'm not saying Suffocation were openers, but like these other band, Pyrexia, I mean, great, but come on, they'd be like one on an 8-band bill. Let's be honest.
Pyrexia? They named after Tupperware? Pyrexia? Really? Pyrexia?
Yeah,
It's like those glass.
Pyrex is, I think, the
Pyrex.
the brand. Yes, so it's worshiping the Pyrex.
I mean, I know it's not, but I mean, to pick that name is going to be so closely associated with Tupperware.
Sanguisugabogg. That was it. There we go. Sanguisugabogg.
Sanguisugabogg.
When you start saying it, Zagazund.
Real. I'm working on one of those, by the way. Can't guarantee
Nice.
when it's going to be out because I've got quite a busy slate during the summer.
But also, going to Amityville, it's kind of almost jarring because I'm just like this. I'm technically still in New York, but I'm in the South. Like it just feels like there's a Hobby Lobby. There's
Oh, really?
a dollar, like there's like these kind of stores. Come on. You could buy a bunch of different bullets, like all this type of country stuff. But
upstate
Long
New York
Island,
is just
it's not even upstate. It's Long
Island too is a long. It's like northern Kentucky.
Yes, yeah. It was
Oh.
lots of Punisher stickers with the thin blue
Yeah.
line. It's very much a red county.
Yeah.
Is that in Suffolk? Amityville's in Suffolk or Nassau?
Yeah, I believe it's. Yeah, it was right past Jones Beach, like the actual Jones Beach.
There's a vast amount of Suffolk County. If you're not from New York, it goes New York City, then directly to the east on Long Island is Nassau County, and then farther east is Suffolk County. Suffolk County, except for the far end where all the rich people live, is like the country. It's like the country. It's just like Amish people, type people, and farms as far as you can see, just cows and everything.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's like I am still in New York, but this is a whole different world, baby.
Yeah, Nassau County is sort of like a suburbified New York City, I would say.
Yeah,
but Suffolk County is the country.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of country bumpkins, I have this Trump quote. It's very quick.
Oh,
I want to play it. He was doing a press conference, and apparently, I guess Chris Christie was also supposed to be at this conference or something.
He didn't fit.
And Trump is explaining why Chris Christie is not there, and it's pretty great because he's trying to be cordial. He's like a new, softer, not mean guy.
Oh, well, that's not
He's good. No, Christie's he's eating right now. He can't be bothered.
Yeah. Hold on,
Sorry,
it gets
that's-
better.
He's eating.
Sir, please do not call him a fat pig. That's very disrespectful. Don't call him. See, I'm trying to be nice. Don't call him a fat pig. You can't do it. You can't do that. So now, because you're not allowed to do that, and therefore we're not going to do it, okay? We want to be very civil, right? So...
And as he's saying this, as he's like sweating.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's the pot calling the kettle orange.
Look at how fucking gross he looks right now. What a sheen he has on his face.
Of all the people to make fun of someone's looks.
I just love, like, what a great pro wrestling heel tactic of like, sir, do not say he's a fat pig. That's not nice.
Didn't say it. Didn't say it myself. Didn't say it. He
I'm
said it.
reprimanding him. I'm reprimanding.
We're trying to be nice. Don't want to get canceled.
So great.
True, that's woke Trump. He's refusing the body shame.
And the other Trump thing that came out today are like pastors saying that Trump has turned their congregations against Jesus. In an interview with NPR, evangelical Christian leader Russell Moore said that multiple pastors had told him disturbing stories about their congregants being upset when they read from the famous Sermon on the Mount, in which Christ espoused the principles of forgiveness and mercy as central to the Christian doctrine. Here's the quote. Multiple pastors tell me essentially the same story about quoting the Sermon on the Mount. Parenthetically, in their preaching, turn the other cheek, and to have someone come up after and say, where are you getting those liberal talking points? And what's alarming to me is that in most of these scenarios, when the pastor would say, I'm literally quoting Jesus Christ, the response would not be, I apologize. The response would be like, yeah, but that doesn't work anymore. That's weak.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Listen,
Weak. Jesus Christ, very weak. Not a strong man.
Jesus schmeezus. What about today?
This is the best possible outcome. The evangelicals let this Antichrist into their world, and now he's converting all these easily brainwashed people into thinking like, what's going on with this Jesus guy? I can't be mean with him.
I mean, it's the same thing in religion as it is in politics. Like, he's not different from any of these other fuckheads. He's a no filter. Like, he just blurts out whatever in his mind, and he puts a bad PR face on all these things that we're already doing around the world. So that's why they're so anxious to get rid of Trump, because he's just. You can't sell a fucking war if this doofus is just like, yes, we're going to steal the oil. We're going to steal it. We're going to take it. And the reporter's like, don't you mean we're going to spread democracy? Nope, we're going to steal the oil. Steal it. Steal every drop.
It's our oil.
Our oil. We're going to take it. We should have taken it. That's what Obama should have done. He never did it.
I tried to take the oil and they indicted me.
The oil was named vagina.
There are some oily vaginas, so. Rob, right? Back me up.
I wouldn't know.
Come on. You got to dabble a little bit, right?
Was the vagina you fingered in public, was it oily?
I mean, I wouldn't say
she
oily.
was dry as a stone.
I wouldn't say like what?
What? That's oil.
Yeah, like what?
I'm gonna run my
I think
car.
I broke Rob.
Rob's like Shannon. He's malfunctioning.
I'm just trying to understand, like, what? It was wet, but oily.
Vagina's confused this man.
How is something like? Is it more lewd? No, it was wet.
You can have oily skin.
Yeah, I think he
oily
was
vagina.
saying like maybe she had like some acne in there.
Perhaps.
You know, like an oily.
No, not that I recall.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever encountered an oily vagina. Wet vagina, yes. Oily puss, no. I need to see a doctor if you got oil in there.
Yeah, well, they have vaginas have doctors, just for them.
Honey, I got no oil for my salad. Oh, I forgot to fill up the cruet. Hold on. There we go.
There's probably an OnlyFans that has that.
Oh, what a woman squirting into a cruet?
Yes.
Can't, but I guess rule 34, right? It's very specific. I can't believe you'd find the huge audience. Maybe the people that just love that particular artist and just will watch her do anything.
Even if there's only like a dozen people in the world who need to see that, if there's only one person making that content, they will pay whatever it takes.
Capitalized. Yeah. Cruet files.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
Oh my God.
Oh, what's that?
A little background. I like that. A little background.
Did you just play that on a keyboard, Rob?
It's part of this clip.
I did everything right and they indicted me.
I guess the musician is showing how harmonious Trump's speech is, that it matches the chords.
He does have a very sing-song. In fact, I think, hold on, I found another one that's just like that. Hold on.
Hey, the song ain't done. Let me tell you a little bit about Spectrum One.
Wait a minute.
God damn it. I saw Dusty in the chat requesting that. I was hoping you missed that, Darren. God damn it.
No, never.
There's apparently a remix to the Indicted Me thing.
Really?
Oh, and she didn't get indicted. Joe Biden broke the law, and she didn't get indicted. I did everything right, and they indicted me. I did everything right, and they indicted me. They indicted me. They indicted me. I did everything right, and they indicted
Okay, this
me.
isn't that good. But I appreciate it.
I did everything right, and they indicted me. They indicted me. They indicted me. I did everything right, and they indicted me. They indicted me. They indicted me. Hillary Clinton broke the law, and she didn't get indicted. And she didn't get indicted. And she didn't get indicted.
This
Joe
auto-tune
Biden broke the law, and she didn't get indicted.
I know.
And she didn't get indicted. And she didn't get indicted. I did everything right.
They changed it. They're called Songify the news now.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh boy. I didn't even realize they were still going.
I think it's also not even the news. I think they took news out of it also. It's like Songify this or Songify something. I
Pop
really
up every once in a while when there's like something viral.
Some of those are great, man. I still sing them to this day, like 15-year-old clips. There's one that they had the guy from Good Charlotte on.
Oh no!
And I know, but it was like a cameo on SNL where you don't like the person, but the bit was really funny.
Fair.
It's really good. I'll show that to you off the air. I think
right.
we'll probably get a copyright strike if we play it.
We'll throw that in our Discord. You could
Oh yeah.
always hang out with us in our Discord. Hit up riplifecast.com for the invite link. Discord is an online chat service. We're in there all the time, sharing links, sharing laughs, talking about life, love, pursuit of happiness.
Not Liberty?
No liberty.
Oh, that's a shame.
How much you want?
Earlier in the week in the chat, we found out how many sick days Sid has accumulated at his job over the years. It's quite a few. You can have a nice 6-week vacation of sick days.
One day.
A lot.
One day I'll
You can get like some serious procedure done for yourself if need be.
Yeah. I'm sure soon enough I'll need one.
Don't say that.
Who knows what it'll be? But
Toy.
Boy toy?
I got a toy stuck somewhere.
Oh,
Gotta
toy
take it out.
I'm not your toy.
It's funny because at the show last night there is I'm not going to say the person's name, but he's a lot like Dorinsky guy, except without the
Kissing.
like he's not flirting with me, but like same kind of voice, but
So is
always
Mansion.
talking about something very trivial.
Trivium?
Trivial.
That is something.
Trivium is pretty trivial.
And I would always see him at shows. And then when I was working in the biz, I would have more of a reason, I guess, to talk to him. But now I have no reason to talk to him. And it's not like we were like our relationship was entirely based on business. We had no rapport otherwise.
And then once in a while you'd read his Yelp page.
Similar character, but not
the same
that
guy?
person.
All right.
No. Well, like I said, this person has a very thick New York accent, and I saw him at the show last night because he's in the area, and an artist that he works with was playing, and it was quite funny because I feel like like I said, I have nothing to say to this guy. No, I'm not like I don't have a positive or negative on it, but it's just like we have nothing to talk about. Anyway, it seemed like any time I smoked weed, immediately after finishing weed, he would pop up and be like, "Yeah, how's it going, guy? Yeah, I just, I'm drinking tonight, so I had to go to a diner and just house a sandwich before. It doesn't matter what, just I need something. You need something in your belly so that if you have to drink, you can blah blah blah." And then I'm like, "All right, I don't care about like you're ruining my eye, man. Get away from me."
That's such a New York old school head thing to say. I got a house of sandwich. I remember everybody used to say that like 30 years ago. Oh man, I'm gonna house a bag of potato chips in a minute.
It doesn't even matter the taste. I needed a base in there so I could drink tonight. Party, and it ain't too bad tomorrow morning. And, maybe sometimes after we'll eat. Hey, that's 3 hours later. 3 hours later, people are like, hey, you hungry? You want to go to a diner? I'll say, yeah, get like a tuna melt or something.
Oh,
It's
no.
like just rambling on and on about nothing. And like, get away from me. I'm trying to enjoy my high.
How many words did you say in this conversation?
Like, all of 2.
Like,
I kept having to I'm going to go get a water. Like, bathroom call. Like, I have to find a way to excuse myself. The second time was after this Japanese slam band, Cruelty, who are excellent. Cruelty with a K. Very, very good. And again, we just finished our joint. He comes over. He's like, these Japanese, bro, they're crazy. You see their take on motorcycles? You see some of these Suzukis and Hondas? And they're so they're wild, bro. Like, they go so fast. And I'm like, I gotta go. At first I was just blown away. Like, how is this guy magnetized to me? The moment we finish the moment I'm at the peak of my high, he has to come in and break the glass, shatter.
Sober you up.
Is it possible this man is a hallucination of yours and he wasn't actually there? You were so high that you just invented this man.
He's your conscience.
So high. But yeah, that is a possibility.
He's trying to get you not to smoke as much.
Dusty Rose Buffler says it was Thor. I mean, a lot of Thor is based on this type of archetype of character.
Wow, you've had like a psychotic break. I think this Thor is just manifesting in your mind as a person.
Dusty also asked, did anyone at the show use deodorant? Great question, because Long Island had some stinky ass BL. There were definitely moments where I had to go to the other side of the room because somebody walked past me with gross ass me, but also at the same time, you're in a venue. It's 4 hours. You're going to be sweating a lot. What
August,
can you do?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
I also want to give a huge shout out to the Amityville Music Hall for being unbelievably on time with the entire show. The show was advertised starting at 7. Started at 7:02, which
you said on time, Rob.
That is on time. That is on time. Because I was the third band was done by 8:40. I was blown away. Especially as someone that had a long drive home, and I really wanted to catch some of the headliners, Zagundazite.
Really? It sounds like you do a Jewish aphorism or something. Zeigazund, did you say?
Well, I think he's just mispronouncing that band from earlier.
Yeah, it's a joke.
I thought this was a new band. I thought this was a new band.
No, the one we were talking about earlier. I really wanted to see Sanguisugabogg, but I knew I had a drive ahead of me, so I wouldn't be able. I was hoping they would start as soon as possible, so I could at least catch a few songs because it was more important for me to get on the road before hitting that wall where I'm, trying to pass out.
Did you have to give that guy a ride home?
No, he lived. The
Zagazigabogg?
the guy talking about the motorcycles. Yeah. No, he drove himself.
Oh,
he's all right.
You don't want to have
50
to
minutes away.
You don't have to pass out on the Southern State Parkway and have to hole up in the fucking Islip Motel 6 or something.
No.
Yeah, I definitely did not want to end up there. I wanted to get home. And it was actually very quick to get back, thankfully. There was no traffic. Okay. Easy peasy.
So you weren't driving longer than you were at the show. Well, I guess it's both ways together you were.
Oh, that's a good no, I think I was at the show longer.
Okay.
Just by a little bit. But yeah, the ride there was brutal because it's also, Friday, rush hour-y. It's not fun.
And all of the tech equipment from Sanguisugabogg had to travel, and it's a lot, and it's clogging up the road.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they do get it right, unlike Pantera. So,
no.
If you're in the Hartford, Connecticut area, they're there tonight. Highly recommend the show.
Sanguisugabogg. Sixth caller gets free Sanguisugabogg. No, we're not offering anything. I'm kidding. We don't even have a line
We
to
also
call
don't
out.
have phones, so yeah, you
Yeah.
could say that all you want. Yeah, if you could get through, that's the sixth
They just
caller.
call your number, which you gave out on the air.
Yeah, that's right. The Googler
Well,
is
if
going to
they
get
still,
these tickets.
if those people are still listening and still have my number, then yes, I will pay for your.
Will you
Wow.
drive them?
No, I will not drive them. No.
There you have it. Sanguisugabogg. If you can get through to Rob's phone line 6 times.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
hope
spell the band correctly.
Sanguisugabogg doesn't have to get through to my phone line. They got tickets. They're good.
They need a ride, though.
Oh, that's true. What else is going on in the world?
Oh, no. The sandwich bus just tipped over and the ambulance is coming to help.
Oh no!
They've been Cliff Burton.
Slipped on-
Oh no.
R.I.P. Sanga.
Oh, we got to talk about Ian Watkins. We didn't
Oh!
mention this. This wonderful
fun
news,
topic.
a wonderful update on Ian Watkins, one of the most terrible people in the world. And of course, was sentenced to multiple life sentences in prison for unspeakable acts with babies of childhood.
I love that album. That's one of
Unspeakable Acts with
Sanguisugabogg's
Babies?
albums. Yeah.
The 46-year-old is now in a life-threatening condition following an incident at the HMP Wakefield.
Oh no. That's terrible.
The newspaper reports he was taken hostage by 3 other inmates last Saturday, August 5th, and was freed by prison officers 6 hours later. A source told The Sun Watkins was attacked today by 3 pretty heavy-duty cons. They got a hold of him on B Wing and dragged him into a cell where they roughed him up and barricaded themselves in. He was screaming and obviously terrified and in fear of his
Aw.
life. Oh, that's great.
Poor baby.
Poor baby. I'm surprised. I'm surprised it took this long for something like this to happen.
That's what I was thinking too. It's been years now.
3 years at least, right? If not more.
Way
5
more.
probably.
I'd have
Yeah,
to
way
think.
We
more.
were-
It's
yeah, we were-
pre-pandemic.
Yeah,
like
we were
way
not
pre-
doing this show on video yet when this story happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they put the whole wing on lockdown and sent in riot teams. Other prisoners heard 3 loud flashbangs, which is when the officers got into the cell and threw grenades to stun the attackers and take them by surprise. It seemed like the prison officers may have saved his life.
Prison
Thank
officers protecting pedophiles. There you have it.
Watkins is
duty.
obviously unpopular because of who he is and has been walking around with a huge target on his back.
Not
They
big
got him
enough
on-
if it took
Yeah.
5+ years.
They got him on Saturday, which is generally quieter with less staff on, and it seemed to have been planned. Well, maybe that's it. Like, people wanted to attack him for a while, but it's very hard to do so. So it required much planning.
You would think a one guard would be like, someone would just tell him, look, that dude raped a baby. Like, just let me in the cell. And he would just look the other way. But I guess that's in the movies only.
But like, you
So
want me to believe it's more difficult to get at Ian Watkins than Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
it took 3
So-
minutes for Epstein to get got.
Yeah, but Hillary Clinton didn't want to kill Ian Watkins.
Always comes back to her.
Yeah,
fucking
maybe
up.
if Ian Watkins had some information on Hillary Clinton then. Watkins was arrested in 2012, so it's been 11 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh man, and I guess the
Uh,
trial, all that. So maybe he didn't actually go into this
Right, that's
prison
fair,
until
yeah.
like 2014 or something. But still, been a while.
Yeah.
Ugh, at least 90 photos were found in his possession displaying indecent photos of children ranging from 2 to 14 years old.
Is it possible it took this long because the baby that he raped needed a few years to get old enough to order the hit?
Well,
It finally got the dark web.
Yeah. Well, it's all worked
yeah.
out.
Well, yeah. So
Baby's
what
No,
fine.
because he's still alive.
It's so funny because like this was like the one story where like you could be like a total leftist or you could be a hardcore Republican and everyone's like, great, this is
Right.
wonderful. Like, good, he deserved it.
I mean, what am I gonna cry about a fucking pedophile getting stabbed? There might be some larger issues about the prison system being shitty and people getting attacked in prison, which is broadly speaking not a good thing. But I'm not gonna draw the line in the sand on this story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. 100%. I do know what you mean, and I agree completely. Of course. It's like, if this has to happen, it couldn't have happened to a better target. Like, nobody deserves this more than this fucking idiot.
Should I change my playlist song to a Lost Prophet song in honor of him?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
Are they any good, Rob? Leaving the pedophilia.
No, they're like all. I was never into them. They're like a alt rock band kind of.
Okay. Terrible name right off the bat. Lost. I mean, that's like so pretentious.
He was trying to impress the 2-year-olds.
Yeah, they love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Famously. Goo Goo Gaga, Lost Prophets.
Oi, I'm Ian Watkins. I'm going to be up in prison. Oi.
Oi, mate. Hey, babies in there? That's more Australian.
You're right. Oh, and we haven't talked about this. Apparently, this song from a Steven Seagal solo album surfaced where he did Dance Hall, and it sounds like he's doing the IO Digital Cable song.
Oh, no.
This is great. Oh, I remember this album.
What's the name of this? Strut.
This is Strut, featuring Lady Saw. That's who you hear.
Good that she's getting collaborations like this.
Did you say Punani?
Me want the Punani, he said.
Oh my god. Oh.
You know my first reaction to this is when you hear you watch his movies, right? And he's a tough guy, whatever. But the way he talks is always so funny because like, I'm looking for anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo, And then you hear that next to this woman who's doing these very aggressive dance hall lyrics. He just sounds like a pussy. Just like, me want the punani, punani all night, punani me want.
He's the sensitive assassin.
See if I make nice. That's what the lyrics say. I don't know.
I mean, nice. When the girls start to strut, you could look at their butt. You shouldn't do that.
Guys, you shouldn't do that.
Not just there to cover her kitty. When me fling it up, you better not back it up.
He's like sensitive Steve here. She's like, fuck the shit out of me. And he's like, don't patronize women and objectify their bodies.
Ask for consent.
This is like a debate. You want the punani, but also cuddling is very pleasant. Anybody seen Punani? I know why Punani did Bobby Lupo.
Why would she agree to this? How much did he pay her?
Her part sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Were they ever in the same room? Or is this like a Ja Rule Metallica situation?
Please, I'm sure she never came within 500 yards of him. Did she say Jew?
Well, he is, so.
Is this a Kanye joint? Is he a Jew?
With that name, I assume so.
No way. I'm not. When I say no way, I don't mean you're wrong. I mean, whoa. Is what I'm saying. Never heard that. Some Googling music for you, Sid.
Well, he's a practicing Buddhist, but
right.
I don't think by birth. His mother was of Irish descent while his father was Jewish.
Jeez. Oh, one of the tribe. Can we disown him? Well, he's a Buddhist. He left.
You know what the Jewish elders say? You can't leave. Sorry. You're not allowed.
God damn
You
it.
can practice whatever you want. You're still a Jew.
I want
No
a,
backsies.
I want a Dave Chappelle racial draft to get rid of Steven Seagal. Just for player to be named later. I don't even care.
Rob, please read Walking Mirror's comment in your best impression.
De-oil that fucking punani.
Steven Seagal's definitely had some oily vaginas in his day.
Because of him, his influence
Yes.
on the vagina.
Steven Seagal is arguably an oily vagina.
He is he's oiling the vaginas himself. Well, didn't he do
Yeah.
that movie in Alaska where he was against the oil companies? Maybe that's
Yes, what was that called? Something territory, some deadly ground.
Deadly, I don't know, something like that. That was when I started tuning out of Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
I legitimately loved Steven Seagal movies until he went off the deep end.
I mean, also like age-wise, you sort of outgrow that
Sure,
eventually. So I
but
think it might.
some guys manage to, incorporate the older guy thing into their, like Harrison Ford did that.
No, I mean our age. As we get
Oh,
older, we don't like those kind of movies as much anymore. We sort of
Mhm.
think they're funnier than they are, like, good. You know?
I still love the old ones though, like Mark for Death and Out for Justice. Like I watch those back and I'm like,
Under Siege still
I'm into
goes pretty.
oh, that shit is great. Even the second one I like too.
Oh, I never
But it's
watched
hard
the
for me
second
to like remove the context of my first having seen it when I was like a little kid. You know,
one. Mhm.
I
like
understand.
it's hard to say how much of you liking it now is just remember the nostalgia of it. You know?
Well, we're gonna put that to the test because I'm gonna be watching the Meg 2 with Jason Statham pretty shortly, and that is just pure goofy action shit.
Okay.
It's just about a megalodon that somehow is alive in the ocean and just starts attacking people. And Jason Statham has to bring this little boat and go out and kill the megalodon.
And is this for film class? You're watching this?
No, my classes don't start until the 25th.
Ah,
I do have a class coming up that part of the class is like deconstructing like shitty American cinema, and like it's not phrased that way obviously, but
Yeah.
like, it's a lot about, it's like a theory class, so it's like the theory of cinema, and like it includes looking at like schlock movies.
any specifically?
No, I don't have a syllabus yet. That's
Okay.
just a description of it, but I'll let you know.
Nice.
Did you like the first Meg? I have that.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
good. I
it's
like
good.
those. I like those kind of movies. I just like
Mhm.
schlocky action movies. As long as they're done right and they know that they're schlock, which like the first Sharknado, I think is really good. I love the first Sharknado, and they went off the deep end, capitalizing it. It became stupid, but the first one's really entertaining. I love schlock movies.
Now I have that. You make the punani, you feel so like I just have that little
With
part.
his little
Why are you doing a Bill Cosby voice?
You eat the pudding and the chocolate.
It's all right. You're not gonna be awake when I touch the punani, so don't even worry about it.
Yeah, that's definitely oil on that. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's some kind of oil.
Some kind of oil.
Some kind of oil. Just did a Patreon on that, by the way.
That's right. You could hear our thoughts on the 20th or 25th anniversary, 20th anniversary of Saint Anger. We went and did a listen along. We listened to every track on the album, the ones that had music videos. We watched the music videos of, and it was a fun stroll down memory lane. We did one of those, and we most recently did a listen along to Risk by Megadeth.
Which
is what would you say is a better album or worse album than Saint Anger? I guess better.
much better.
More
Much better.
listenable.
Risk is like, it's like just poppy. It's not outrageously horrible. It's just like, what are you doing with your life to make this?
Yeah.
And there's one I don't know if you all agreed with me. I don't remember, but there's one legitimately great fucking song on that album called
There was
Seven.
definitely songs we liked. I don't know if I'd go as far as to
Yeah.
call any of them great, but there were
I
definitely
lo-
songs that were not bad.
Mostly agree. I thought that one song belonged on another Megadeth album. Like it was out of place, and it was just a straight up great Megadeth song, but just didn't belong with those other songs. But you can hear all of our thoughts on our Patreon episode. We also did a watch along that's coming up that I'm very proud of. Can we talk about that one?
Sure.
Yeah, that's coming up on Tuesday. It's coming up.
It's the episode of Banded, allegedly featuring Vince Neil. But as we discovered,
we were promised Vince Neil on this show, Bandit, as we've mocked many times here on the live cast, only to watch the pilot episode, and Vince Neil was nowhere in sight.
Not even 1 millisecond of Vince Neil was in.
He doesn't show up until the finale, which is not
fucking
how they
bullshit,
advertise
man.
it.
The utter shock on our faces as you watch this, and each progressive second without Vince Neil, we get more and more like, what the fuck is going on here?
We were like kids with a deadbeat dad. We kept waiting for Vince Neil to walk through that door, and then nope, still not here.
Vince Neil left to get cigarettes on a Zamboni. Never came back.
Rode all the way out of town on that thing.
Good grief. Yeah, very good episode. The fact that no Vince Neil is in it somehow makes it more funny to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a fun time. That's on Tuesday. It's $5 a month. Patreon.com/RIPLivecast. And you should check it out. Check it out.
The Beastie Boys song.
Oh.
Check it out.
What? What's it all about? Well, we just told you what it's all about. Like, have you been listening?
Let's turn this motherfucking Patreon out.
So, also I want to mention, of course, our Spotify playlist. I mentioned it briefly earlier. Each week, we each pick a song, throw that shiz on a playlist. You could search for it on Spotify. RIP Livecast Music Break. There's over 36 hours of music there right now. Over 500 songs. You can throw it on shuffle, put it in play, and that way you get my taste, Sid's taste, Darren's taste, and occasional special guest tastes in there thrown in as well.
And lots of Noah
bangers. Yeah, lots of Noah in the early days.
Yeah, you get to taste Noah.
Mm-hmm. Very oily.
So I've mentioned, of course, my pick is Sanguisugabogg.
Sanguisugabogg. I was saying Sanguisugabogg.
Sanguisugabogg. There we go. Thank you.
Real.
See, once you start saying it, it
Spell
really
it.
rolls off the tongue.
Spell it.
Sanguisugabogg. Sanguisugabogg. Sanguisugabogg.
Sanguisugabogg, I think.
Sanguisugabogg. Thank you. Sanguisugabogg.
What does it mean?
It's a tongue twister.
Something with blood, I would say. Sangua. I don't know
A
the
bog
rest.
that has blood in it? A blood bog?
Just look up Sanguisugabogg meaning origin, Rob.
Zigabog crane.
So it's pronounced Sanguisugabogg.
Sanguisugabogg.
Suka
Sanguisugabogg.
blyat bog.
Sanguisugabogg.
And it means a toilet that sucks blood out of your ass.
What?
Hold on.
It is a portmanteau of the Latin sanguisuga, bloodsucker,
Okay.
and bog from founding guitarist Cameron Boggs' surname, and coincidentally is British slang for a toilet. The rare happy lavatory accident.
I was going to say that's not possible, and you explained it, and it makes sense now. I apologize, Sanguisugabogg, for doubting the etymology of your band name.
Sanguisugabogg, the more you learn about them, the better they are.
Zugabucket. Zugabucket good.
Cameraman Sanguisugabogg.
Is that a slur? Did we just say a slur by accident?
I think so.
Wade Boggs, yes, Dusty.
Zoom it. I zoom it good. Zoom it.
Oh my god.
So that's my, and I have to say, speaking of Saint Anger, a big complaint of ours on Saint Anger is how annoying the snare sound is. On the Sanguisugabogg record, they also have a very high-pitched snare, but it is intentionally annoying. And in the context of this slammy death metal, it really works. Like the, ding, ding,
ping, 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 ping.
It's really great. So get into it. And if you like
Get into the
Sanguisugabogg-
blood-sucking toilet, everybody.
Yes,
Yeah.
get into the blood-sucking toilet. If you're into it, hop in our Discord, either in the episode discussion channel or the music channel, and let me know that I'm not alone here.
Yes. Everybody pick your favorite Sanguisugabogg song and let Rob know. what it is.
Sanguisugabogg.
There's a toilet that's
Really
been
rolls
on my mind all the time. Sanguisugabogg. Whoa.
You got to tell Sean about this band because he will dress as them for his next Halloween costume.
Absolutely.
I imagine he already knows about them, but you're right. I'll mention them.
He'll tour with them like fucking Jerry Garcia. He'll just go around the country. These Sanguisugabogg.
I mean, he's not that far from Columbus, Ohio, right?
Yeah.
It's true. It's right there.
Probably as far as you are from Amityville.
Yeah.
Facts. So, Sid, what did you pick?
Well, another musician died, so R.I.P. Robbie Robertson of the band. 80-year-old
What band?
Canadian man.
What band, Rob? I mean, Sid.
Sanguisugabogg.
I was trying to do an Abbott and Costello thing. He's in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. What band is it?
So I picked the song "Up on Cripple Creek" by the band. It's a foot stomper. It's an old timey foot stomper. All their songs are old timey. Yeah, Darren, what's your pick?
I was kind of going to tie this in but to the Caribbean music we were just playing earlier with Steven Seagal singing. I've also picked the Caribbean soca song. And the reason for this is because it was my ex-wife's birthday this past Sunday. So we missed the show by one day. But I had to listen to, I want to say I had to. I listened to a lot of soca because of family gatherings. Because she is Guyanese American. Well, she's American. Her family is Guyanese immigrants. And the house would be just packed with Guyanese people for all the special occasions. And they love soca music. And this was her favorite soca song. It's called Tiny Whiny by Byron Lee and the Dragonaires. And it just it's about a girl who she's a chick from the country, as the lyrics go. And she whines very well. She whines her
It's
booty.
not like whiny like weenie. It's
No.
Okay.
Tiny whiny. She whines. She's known for her winding skills.
Okay.
Right. So this
Not
would make
whining like complaining.
Oh, no. Well, maybe.
Like whine and grind on a Puerto Rican mommy behind.
maybe there's a double meaning. Maybe she was whiny too. But anyway. This and the other song was the dollar song. There's a guy when the guy just goes 25, 10 cent, 25 cent. Dollar, and I would hear the dollar song.
Oh yeah,
the dollar song and tiny whiny at every function. So good memories and happy birthday,
I've definitely
Jennifer.
heard the dollar song. That's like you just hear that all over New York. I feel.
It doesn't sound familiar to me. I might have to go listen to that.
That's also the same guy, Byron.
That's a different
Byron
guy, I
Lee.
think, but I don't know who the artist is. I'll look it up. But anyway, happy birthday, Jennifer. I have a very good relationship with my ex-wife, which I'm very happy to say. She's one of my best friends on the planet Earth. And we had an amicable breakup, and I couldn't be happier with the situation. I would hate to have a relationship like that, and we just don't talk ever. So I hear other people having those types of things, and it would stress me out forever. So I still love her, and she's awesome. And that's my tribute to her. I also bought her a poster that I'm going to give to her that I think there's no way she's going to hang it up, and I'm going to wind up taking it back.
So it's really a gift for yourself.
No, I would love for her to have it, but I think the plan B is if she refuses it, I will take it and hang it up.
Is it you in an Andre the Giant singlet?
No, it's nothing to do that vein. That I would never inflict that on her. But it's one of the Red Letter Media guys, painted as a Renaissance man, like in a Renaissance portrait. But we used to watch those videos all the time, so I may be giving it away if she's watching this, but maybe not. I know she's not going to take it.
Yeah,
it's
I don't
like
think
28 by 40. But that's a nice.
Next
gift.
week it'll be hanging up on that wall behind you.
Oh, you know what's probably going to happen is she's going to take it and put it under the bed. She's going to take it to be nice. and I won't even get to have it. There's gonna be a wall of like being too nice to say no to it, and then it's just not gonna be hung up anywhere. But that's fine.
Do you ever go visit? Like, would she feel obligated to like put it up just when you come over?
It's a good question. Yes, I do visit, and yes, that might happen.
Did you get it framed?
Yes.
Oh man. Wow.
Of course.
Yeah.
That is a
Okay.
commitment.
Well, easier for her to hang it up.
I
then.
framed it myself. I didn't get
Oh.
it framed. I bought a frame.
Oh, okay.
That's very nice.
It's not that hard to do. I've gotten pretty good at framing stuff. I have my little. Can you see my little Beastie Boys? That's behind me. That's a Sabotage comic.
Oh wow.
Cover.
I couldn't tell what that was.
It's pretty far away, but yeah, I love that poster. That's just the Beastie Boys had a Sabotage comic, so that's the front cover of it.
That's awesome.
All right, so that's our Spotify playlist, and of course, we have a Patreon, as I mentioned, patreon.com/RPLivecast. And if you want to throw us a few extra bones, we have the $5 tier where you get the bonus episodes. Throw us a few extra bones. $10 tier, you become a top Livecast fan. Get a shout out at the end of the show, which is right now. How are we doing these shout outs, folks?
You're gonna be the guy that was punishing you at the concert. You punish these people, or you're just gonna ramble about these people to you as that guy.
Thank you for coming and listening to RFP Livecast. I was just talking to Eric, and I was telling him, I was like, me and Benjamin, we went down to see Dan R., and he had these crazy motorcycles, these Suzuki motorcycles. He got them from Sam I Am, who was trying to sell me one. He was like, hey, Sam I Am told me to sell you these Suzukis for $50,000. And I swear on Mindy Mayer's Kipper, no way in hell these are worth $50,000. You can go to Massachusetts, you won't get charged $50,000 for these. So, of course, I looked them up on Google. I go to htthugolikestacos.com, and I look it up. And what do you know it? These Suzuki motorcycles cost less than a pair of Lando Dinks and a LaCroix. Wouldn't you believe it? They cost no more than $2,500. Corey and Scotty H are trying to screw me, and I ain't gonna go for it. I am no Doug Pigman. I am a smart man, and I say, who are you, Douglas Levison, for trying to overcharge me for Kawasaki motorcycles? I don't know why I have this voice right now, but hey,
Oh, here's fucking Johnny Carson.
It's Josh. Hey, guys. It's
Funny-
Josh, and that's our
funny
show.
young man. He's a very funny young man, Douglas Levison. Very funny
Anyway,
young
I
man.
gotta go. I gotta put some sandwiches. I gotta house a sandwich in my stomach so that it can build a fort for all the liquor I'm gonna down to drown my sorrows. Good day.
Don't forget the oil.
All right. That's our show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. We love you. We kiss you. Bye-bye.
And the dollar song is called 1 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent dollar by the Soca Boys. Okay, bye.